All set for the first race. 8 starters behind the gate. Head Games and Mike Downey. Fly Siggy, Jody Hennessy, Never Dream Alone, Bertie Charlton, J.B. Pendle, Rick Armstrong, Glengal Jolly, Steve Mahar, Davidson, Mr. Micey, Bryant's Head Games. In between horses, Fly Siggy, 3 wide, Never Dream Alone. Now they're 2 wide, neck and neck, battling for the top, and Head Games has it by half a length. Fly Siggy's on the outside, racing second. J.B. Pendle's moved up on the inside. Now racing third there. Never Dream Alone gets to the rail, racing fourth. Glengal Jolly has fifth. BJ's Noble moved to sixth. Then it is Braymore Paco, Mr. Micey trailing. Head Games was the leader by the opening quarter in 31 3. They drive on into the top turn, and it goes Glengal Jolly out from fifth. Rushing up strong on the outside. She's fourth. She's now third, going on up front and cutting it out. It is Head Games with Glengal Jolly driving up to second on the outside. Through the stretch they come. They're racing neck and neck for the lead to the half. Glengal Jolly on the outside. Head Games racing second now. BJ's Noble comes to third. Fly Siggy's fourth. Never Dream Alone, J.B. Pendle, Mr. Micey, Braymore Paco, the half and 4. Round the turn they drive to the 5/8 pole. Pacing with the lead, Glengal Jolly. Head Games racing second, BJ's Noble. Fly Siggy on the rail is a fourth. Never Dream Alone moving a fifth. Then J.B. Pendle, Mr. Micey, Braymore Paco, they go to the 3/4 pole. Glengal Jolly a length and a half, and Head Games racing a second. Then BJ's Noble, Fly Siggy, Never Dream Alone. J.B. Pendle, 3/4, 1:36 and 1. Top turn, Glengal Jolly now but 2.5. Head Games racing a second. They come out by the 7/8. They make the turn for home. Glengal Jolly. Head Games, BJ's Noble, Fly Siggy, Never Dream Alone. Glengal Jolly, then Head Games, BJ's Noble, and here they are, and Glengal Jolly wins it tight for second. BJ's Noble, Head Games, Never Dream Alone, they were tight. Mr. Micey, J.B. Pendle, Fly Siggy, Braymore Paco, and the mile in 2/8 and 4. And parading now, the winner of our first race, number 5, Glengal Jolly. A bay mare for here. She's by Brightest Star, out of Riverside Tammy by Primo. Owned by the Jelly Lake Stable of St. John. Trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Third winning trip this year for Glengal Jolly this afternoon, 2/8 and 4. Now the result of the first race official. Head Games was 4th. Fly Siggy, 7th. Never Dream Alone was 3rd. J.B. Pendle, 5th. Glengal Jolly, your race winner. Braymore Paco was 8th. BJ's Noble, 2nd. Mr. Micey, 6th. Race times, they were by the quarter, 31 and 3. The half, 1:04. 3/4, 1:36 and a fifth. And the time for the mile, 2:08. Fifth race, we've got a field of 7 behind the gate. On the rail, Fleet Sealster with Bertie Charlton, and Power Mac and Ron Robertson. Trojan KT, John Davidson, Naliver Star with Mike Downey. Bright Jennifer, Steve Mahar. Trusty Bilbo, Gary Vincent. Have a recall. Starters for the 5th race behind the gate, top of the stretch. Fleet Sealster, Bernie Charlton, Power Mac, Ron Robertson, Trojan KT, John Davidson. Oliver Star with Mike Downey. Bright Jennifer, Steve Mahar. Trusty Bilbo, Gary Vincent. Sand, Fellow Morris Benson. Here they come. They're off, and Fleet Sealster takes him out of there. Charging up on the outside goes Trusty Bilbo. Power Mac racing 3rd. Trojan KT, she is 4th. And Naliver Star, Sand Fella, Bright Jennifer trailing on the rail, and they swing around the turn by the 8th. On up the backstretch now they go, racing to the quarter pole. Fleet Sealster cuts it out. He leads for 3. Power Mac is 2nd. Trusty Bilbo, he's back to 3rd on the rail. Trojan KT has 4th, and Naliver Star Bright Jennifer Sand Fuller now trails. Fleet Sealster was the leader by the quarter in 30 and 2/5. He takes a bit of the top turn. Fleet Sealster well in hand, leads by 2.5. Power Mac Racing second, Trusty Bilbo third. Trojan KT and Oliver Star starting to move. Bright Jennifer Sand Fuller. They come through the stretch now, and they come racing to the half, and it's Fleet Sealster leading by 2.5. Power Mac is second. Trusty Bilbo. Oliver Star on the move from fourth. Trojan KT, Bright Jennifer moving, and the trailer is Sand Fuller by that half. 101 and 3. Round the turn they go for the 5/8 pole. It is Fleet Sealster now but 2. Power Mac racing second. Oliver Star driving up strong, going on from third. Oliver Star now second. Power Mac is third. Bright Jennifer outside, she's fourth. Trusty Bilbo now fifth, and Trojan KT and Bright Jennifer dipping out 3 wide. 3 wide, neck and neck by the 3/4 pole. 1:33 and 3, and Bright Jennifer pacing quickly to the top and moving away. Now but 2. Now Oliver Star and Fleet Sealster. Then Trusty Bilbo fourth. Trojan KT, Power Max, and Fuller. Heading home it is Bright Jennifer. Now Oliver Star racing second. Fleet Sealster, Trojan KT. It is gonna be Bright Jennifer. Now Oliver Star, here they are. Bright Jennifer, now Oliver Star. Fleet Sealster, Trojan KT, Trusty Bilbo, then Power Mac, Sand Fuller. Time for the mile, 2:05. And parading now the winner of our 5th race, number 5, Bright Jennifer. She's a bay filly, 3 years, by Willowbird, out of Seabright by Tarport Irvin. Owned by the Jelly Lake Stable of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. 3rd winning trip this year for Bright Jennifer this afternoon to 5. And that's a driving triple so far this afternoon for Steve Mahar. And the result of the 5th race is now official. Fleet Sealster was 3rd. Power Mac 6th. Trojan KT was 4th. Oliver Star 2nd. Bright Jennifer, your race winner. Trusty Bilbo was 5th, and Sand Fuller was 7th. They were by the quarter 30 and 2/5. The half,
Off the top of the stretch, on the rail, Shellmark Moe with Jody Hennessy. Clarified and Mike Downey. Arapa's Heart, Gilberto. Kate Finesse with Brian Moore. Dewey Dynamo, Steve Mahar. Maid of Luck, John Davidson. Bond's Boy with Colleen Clancy. On the outside from post 8, Lewis's Pride and Doug Falkins. 8 starters. Here they come. They're off and leaving the wire. Good start. 4 of them out there battling for that lead. In between horses goes Kate Finesse and Clarified, working up on the inside. As they hit that first turn, Clarified has the top. Kate Finesse second, up on the outside. Maid of Luck coming to 3rd. Arapa's Heart is racing 4th. By the opening 8th pole, and they go to the quarter, and it's Clarified with Maid of Luck. Up and at him on the outside, driving for the top. Clarified, and now Maid of Luck takes the top. Clarified settles for cover. Now he's racing 2nd, with Kate Finesse racing 3rd. Arapa's Heart is 4th. They're your first 4 by the quarter, 30 and 2/5. And out from 2nd again comes Clarified, and Clarified takes the top again with Maid of Luck settling back to 2nd. Kate Finesse is 3rd. Arapa's Heart. Dewey Dynamo moving from 5th, followed by Shellmark Moe, then Bond's Boy and Lewis's Pride. Off the top turn, they come racing down the stretch in front of the grandstand, and Clarified shows the way with Maid of Luck racing 2nd. Now, Kate Finesse is off the rail and challenging from 3rd. In pursuit, racing with cover, it's Dewey Dynamo, then Arapa's Heart, Shellmark Moe, Bond's Boy, Lewis's Pride. They were by the half in 1:02 and 2. Into the clubhouse turn they go for the 2nd and final time. Clarified leads a length and 3/4. Maid of Luck in a Kate Finesse on the outside coming to 2nd. Maid of Luck is now racing 3rd as they go to the 3/4. Dewey Dynamo tips out 3 wide, rushing on from 4th. To the 3/4, Clarified. On the outside, 3 wide, Dewey Dynamo has come to 2nd. Kate Finesse in between horses racing 3rd. Up on the inside, Maid of Luck 4th. Shellmark Moe is 3 wide and strong 5th. By the 3/4, 1:34, and Dewey Dynamo now moves to the top. That's Shellmark Moe strong on the outside, coming to 2nd. Dropping back to 3rd, it's Clarified. Kate Finesse, Maid of Luck, Arapa's Heart, Lewis's Pride, and Bond's Boy, and they come off the top turn, and here they come for home. Dewey Dynamo, and the Shelamark Mo is strong. Racing third, Clarified. Dewey Dynamo, Shelamark Mo, and Dewey Dynamo now as they come to the wire. They're tied. Too tight to call. We'll need a photo. Shelamark Mo, Dewey Dynamo, tight for show as well between Kate Finesse and Clarified. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 4. The judges have called for a photo for win in the 10th race. In the photo, first to parade, number 5, Dewey Dynamo. A bay gelding 7 by Captain Hal out of Nebraska Queen. She by Axarbin, owned by Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Also in the photo, number 1, Shelamark Mo. Shelamark Mo, a brown gelding 4 by Seedling Herbert out of Tangerine Herbert. She by Quiet Man, owned by Keith Silliker of Kensington, Prince Edward Island, trained and driven by Jody Hennessy. We wait for a photo for win. The result of the 10th race is now official. Shelamark Mo, your race winner. Clarified was 3rd. Arapa's Heart, 6th. Kate Finesse, 4th. Dewey Dynamo, 2nd. Maid of Luck was 5th. Bonds Boy, 8th.
Great news. Out of the Meadowlands on Friday night, Seltzer Blue, our horse of the year here last year. Undefeated 13 times in the Maritimes last year, winning and becoming the fastest Maritime bred standard bred of all time. Friday night at the Meadowlands with John Campbell driving Seltzer Blue, a winner, 153 and 2. So we take off the cap and we tip it to Hazel Scarf and Dr. Hugh Baird, the folks who bred that colt. A great feat, a great news for Maritime breeding. Seltzer Blue, a son of Quality Blue Chip who stands for service in Hampton, 153 and 2. The fellow says there weren't no grass growing under his feet. We hope you enjoy our show this afternoon. It's 10 miles long. Looking for some quick tips. Hope you enjoy the show. Away we go with race 1. All set, first race, 6 starters, top of the stretch. Lakeside Dusty, Steve Mahar. Shia Boy, Sean Shannon. Remembered Ave, Jill Barrio. Loon Bay Lady, Doug Falcons. Transition and John Davidson and Dr. Dividend with Gary Vincent. Here they come. Way off, Lakeside Dusty pacing and top in on the trail. Shia Boy up on the outside, challenging his 2nd. Transition on the outside, she's racing 3rd. Remembered Ave has 4th, and Loon Bay Lady. Dr. Dividend trailing the field, and they race around the turn. They're by the 8th. Waco on up the backstretch, driving to the quarter. It's Lakeside Dusty, I like that a half. Shia Boy on the rail, racing a 2nd. Transition his 3rd. Then Remember Nev, Loon Bay Lady. Dr. Dividend trailing the field, and Lakeside Dusty is the leader. And they were by the quarter, 30 3/5. Top turn, Lakeside Dusty a length. Shia Boy racing is 2nd. Remember Nev. Transition is 3rd. Remember Nev is 4th, and Transition out to challenge now from 3rd. They're by the 3/8. Off the turn now through the stretch onto the half. It's Lakeside Dusty in command, and up strong on the outside. It is a Transition challenging for the top. Then Shia Boy 3rd. Dr. Dividend moving 4th with cover. Remember Nev and Loon Bay Lady 3 out and 3 in as they go by the half at 103. Out of the turn now, they drive on to the 5/8 pole. Lakeside Dusty still the best, and on the outside, Transition lapped on the leader. Shia Boy 3rd. Dr. Dividend now 4th. Remember Nev, Loon Bay Lady to the 3/4 pole we go. Lakeside Dusty by a head. On the outside, Transition 2nd. And they're neck and nose to nose as they go racing on by the 3/4 pole, and Transition gets a nose in front. They were by the 3/4 pole. 134 and 3 now. Lakeside Dusty again. He takes the top back. Transition outside. Racing 2nd. Shia Boy right there 3rd. Dr. Dividend 4th. Remember Nev, Loon Bay Lady at the head of the lane. They swing for home. Lakeside Dusty. Transition challenging 2nd. Coming on again. Shia Boy. Extreme outside. Loon Bay Lady coming on. Gonna be tight at the line. Lakeside Dusty holds. Transition, Shia Boy, Loon Bay Lady, tight between Remembered Ave, Dr. Dividend, and the time for the mile, 2:06 and 3. The winner of the first race, number 1, Lakeside Dusty, Brown Horse 5, a Quality Blue Chip out of Friendly Greenwood, she by Newport Robbie. On to Harry McIntosh of St. John, trained by John Davies, Steve Mahar driving. Lakeside Dusty scoring his 4th winning trip this year. This afternoon, 2:06 and 3. Result of the first race official, Lakeside Dusty, your race winner. Shia Boy, 3rd. Remember Nev, 6th. Loon Bay Lady, 4th. Kevin Dillon, scratched. Trendition, 2nd. Dr. Dividend, 5th. Race times, quarter 30 and 3/5. The half 103. 3/4 134 and 3. Time for the mile, 2:06 and 3. And we're all set now for the second race. We've 5 starters. Magnetic Rose scratched. Behind the gate, Ralph Zanny with Elmore White. Rocking the Baby and Jill Barrio. Burden of Freedom with Milt Downey. Domino Rex with Brian Moore. Jim Jam Corky and Ken Spinney. Here they come. They're off. Burden of Freedom charging to the top, and Domino Rex outside challenging his 2nd. Ralph Zanny his 3rd and on the rail. Rocking the Baby is 4th. Jim Jam Corky trails. They're neck and neck for the top. Burden of Freedom on the inside. Domino Rex up on the outside. Neck and nose to nose, and now Domino Rex grabs the top. Burden of Freedom is racing his 2nd. Ralph Zanny has a 3rd. Rocking the Baby's racing 4th, and Jim Jam Corky trailing 5th, and Domino Rex out now by 2.5. The leader by the quarter at 29 and 3. Domino Rex leads into the turn on top by 3. Burden of Freedom is 2nd. Ralph Zanny has a 3rd. Rocking the Baby 4th, and Jim Jam Corky trailing 5th. They swing off the top turn. Here they come. Racing to the half. Domino Rex pacing on top. Burden of Freedom racing 2nd. Then Ralph Zanny rocking the Baby. Jim Jam Corky and Domino Rex the leader by 2 lengths as they go racing on by the half. By that half in 1 minute and 3/5. They're racing round the turn, driving on to the 5/8 pole. Domino Rex cutting out a quickie, leads a length and a half. Burden of Freedom, there goes Rocking the Baby. Up strong on the outside, 3rd and going on. It is Domino Rex and Burden of Freedom, and Rocking the Baby outside drives on to 2nd. They're 3 wide as they go to the 3/4 pole, and Rocking the Baby gets the top. Domino Rex and Burden of Freedom between horses. They were by that 3/4 pole. 1:32 into the top turn, 3 wide, neck and neck. Domino Rex again. Burden of Freedom between them. On the outside, Rocking the Baby. Jim Jam Corky right there 4th. They make the turn for home, fanning out 3 wide. It is Domino Rex, Burden of Freedom, Rocking the Baby on the extreme outside, and Jim Jam Corky's coming on. Domino Rex, Burden of Freedom, Rocking the Baby, going to be tight at the line, and it's too tight to call. Maybe Rocking the Baby, Domino Rex, Burden of Freedom, Jim Jam Corky, and then Ralph Zanny. Too tight to call, really. The time for the mile, 2:04. Judges have called for a photo for win for the second race in the photo number 3, Rocking the Baby, a Bay Filly 3. She's by What a Monster. Out of Mary Eileen by Oil Burner. On by Fairroth Investments of St. John, trained and driven by Jill Barrio. Also in the photo, number 5, Domino Rex, Bay Gelding 4. He's by Quality Blue Chip. Out of French Fries, she by O'Brien Hanover. On by Gordon Foster of Hampton, trained and driven by Brian Moore. Time for the mile 2:04. That'll be a new win race record for whichever horse is declared the winner. Now the result of the second race now official. Ralph's Annie was 5th. Magnetic Rose scratched. Rocking the Baby, your race winner. Burden of Freedom was 3rd. Domino Rex 2nd. Jim Jam Corky 4th. The time's 1:29 and 3. The half 1 minute and 3/5. 3/4 1:32. Time for the mile 2:04. A new win race record for Rocking the Baby. The old mark was 2:06 and 1. All set for the third race. 8 starters behind the gate. Snake Charmer, John Davidson, Keystone Lakes, Doug Falcons, Credit Note with Jill Barrio, Easy Time Gal and Steve Mahar, Kilcare and Eagle with Brian Moore, Man and Direct with Ross McDonald, Fly Fly Siggy and Jody Hennessy and Mormac Dars with Don Mahar. Here they come. They're off. Keystone Links bidding for the top Credit Note, and so is Easy Time Gal. 3 wide, neck and neck into the turn. Keystone Links pacing with the lead, though, on the inside. Then the Credit Note racing second, Easy Time Gal third. Snake Charmer's on the rail of fourth. Fly Fly Siggy has a fifth, and Kilcare and Eagle, Mormac Dars, Mad and Direct trails. Easy Time Gal has moved to second, goes challenging for the top. And Easy Time Gal grabs the top with Keystone Lakes racing second. Then Credit Note has a third, Snake Charmer fourth. They were by the quarter, 30 and 2, and Keystone Lakes back on top again. Keystone Lakes and Easy Time Gal. Credit Note racing a third, Snake Charmer's fourth. Fly Fly Siggy racing fifth. They're by the 3/8 pole now and off the turn, and here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half. Keystone Links cuts it out. Leads a length and a half. Easy Time Gal racing second. Here comes Snake Charmer up third on the outside. Credit Note is racing fourth. Kilcare and Eagle moving fifth with cover behind a Man and Direct. Then Fly Fly Siggy and Mormac Dars, and they were by the half and 2 and 3. Round the turn they go for the 5/8 pole. Keystone Links well in hand up on the outside. At challenging second, it is a Snake Charmer. Easy Time Gal is third. Man and Direct out 3 wide, drives on to fourth. At Keystone Links drives on. Opens up a lead now of 2.5, and Keystone Links moving away from them. They were by the 3/4 pole. 1:33 and 2. Keystone Links now by a 4, making it more. Then Easy Time Gal, Snake Charmer, Man and Direct. Then it is a Credit Note. Kilcare and Eagle, Fly Fly Siggy, they swing for home. It is all Keystone Links. Keystone Links, Snake Charmer, Easy Time Gal, Man and Direct, Fly Fly Siggy. But Keystone Links wins this one on alone. Then Snake Charmer for second, Easy Time Gal, Man and Direct. Tight between Credit Note, Fly Fly Siggy, Kilcare and Eagle, and Mormac Doris. And the time for the mile, 2:04 and 3. We parade now the winner of our third prize, number 2, Keystone Links, a bay mare. She's 6 years. She's by Keystone Ore, out of Loki, Hanover, by Warm Breeze. Owned by Mrs. Myrtle Falcons of Hampton, trained and driven by Doug Falcons. It's win number 5 this year for Keystone Links, her season's best, 2:04 and 3. Now the result of the third race, now official. Snake Charmer was second. And Keystone Links, the race winner. Credit Note was 6th. Easy Time Gal 4th. And Kilcare and Eagle 7th. Man and Direct 3rd. Fly Fly Siggy 5th. Mormac Doris 8th. The race times quarter 30 and 2/5. The half 1:02 and 3. 3/4 1:33 and 2. The time for the mile 2:04 and 3. And we're all set now for the fourth race. We've got 6 starters behind the gate, and they're approaching the top of the stretch. There's Island Kazik with Jill Barrio, Naliber Star with Jody Hennessy, Bright Jennifer, Steve Mahar, Tarport Tassel, Bill Nicholson, Fleet Silster with Brady Charlton, Hillview Star with Wayne Mahar, and here they come. They're off. Island Kazik pacing in top. Naliber Star going forward. Fleet Silster 3 wide, drives on third. They're into the turn, and Naliber Star goes to the top. Up on the outside, Fleet Silster racing second. Island Kazik has third. Bright Jennifer's fourth. Tarport Tassel is fifth, and Hillview Star trails. They're on their way to the quarter pole. It is Naliber Star. And there goes Fleet Silster out from second. He quickly grabs the top. Fleet Silster, Naliber Star. Then we go back 2.5 to Island Kazik racing third. Bright Jennifer, she is fourth. Tarport Tassel, Hillview Star. They were by the quarter, 30 seconds round the top turn. Fleet Silster. He's on top of 2.5. Nalaver Star racing second by 3. Island Kazik third, Bright Jennifer fourth, Tarport Tassel, Hillview Star, and through the stretch they come. They are racing to the half. Pacing on top, Fleet Sealster out now by 3. Nalaver Star racing second. Island Kazik, Bright Jennifer, Tarport Tassel, and Hillview Star, and there goes Bright Jennifer, making a move from 4th. They were by the half in a minute and 2/5. Round the turn they go for the 5/8. Fleet Sealster, Nalaver Star, Bright Jennifer now up on the outside, drives on 3rd. Island Kazik is 4th, Tarport Tassel moving 5th. And Bright Jennifer's gone to 2nd. She's lapped on the leader, bidding for the top, and Bright Jennifer is there. She is the leader as they go breezing by the 3/4 pole. 1:31 and 2. Bright Jennifer now but 2. Fleet Sealster, Tarport Tassel 3rd. Nalaver Star, Island Kazik, Hillview Star. Out the 7/8 it is Bright Jennifer now but 2.5. Heading home, Bright Jennifer, Fleet Sealster, Tarport Tassel, Island Kazik up on the extreme outside. Bright Jennifer holding Island Kazik, and here they are. It is Bright Jennifer, Island Kazik, Fleet Sealster, Nalaver Star, Tarport Tassel, and Hillview Star. And the time for the mile, 2:03. Parading now the winner of our 4th race, number 3, Bright Jennifer. Bay Filly 3 by Willow Bird. Out of Seabright, she by Tarport Irvin. Owned by the Jelly Lake Stable of St. John. Trained and driven by Steve Mahar. The filly getting her 4th win from 7 tries this year. At her season's best, 2:03. Now the result of the 4th race official. Island Kazik 2nd. Nalaver Star was 4th. Bright Jennifer, your race winner. Tarport Tassel was 5th. Fleet Sealster 3rd. Hillview Star was 6th. Now the race times, 1/4 30 seconds. The half a minute and 2/5. 3/4, 1:31 and 2. The time for the mile, 2:03. We're all set now for this afternoon's featured 5th race, field of 5. At the top of the stretch, Cher Bear and Charlie Ross. Sharp Dock with Brady Charlton. I'm 1-2 with Steve Mahar. Maple Grove Shadow, Winston Campbell on Broadway. Jill Barrio, here they come. Clear off, I'm 1-2, grabs the top. Cher Bear racing forward on the inside is a 2nd. Sharp Dock on the rail is 3rd. On Broadway outside is 4th. At Maple Grove Shadow racing 5th, and around the turn they drive out by the 8th pole, and I'm 1-2's on top, a length and a 1/4. Cher Bear 2nd on Broadway, driving up a 3rd, going on. On Broadway goes to 2nd, and now on Broadway gets the top. He's the leader. And I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Cher Bear, Sharp Dock, Maple Grove Shadow. On Broadway, the leader by the 1/4, 29 and 4, top turn. On Broadway, I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Cher Bear 3rd, Sharp Dock 4th, Maple Grove Shadow. They come to the 3/8 pole. On Broadway, the leader. Then I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Through the stretch they come. On Broadway, I'm 1-2. Cher Bear, here comes the Shadow, moving from the rear of the pack. Up front, on Broadway is the leader as they go racing out by the half. They were by the half in 1:02 and 2. Round the turn for the 5/8 they go, and it is on Broadway. I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Up on the outside, Maple Grove Shadow driving 3rd. Cher Bear 4th. Sharp Dock outside 5th. On to the 3/4 pole on Broadway, a length and a half now. And I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Maple Grove Shadow hangs at 3rd. Cher Bear and Sharp Dock, and it was on Broadway by the 3/4 pole. 1:33 top turn on Broadway but 2. I'm 1-2 is 2nd. Maple Grove Shadow 3rd. Cher Bear and Sharp Dock. They come out by the 7/8. They make the turn for home. On Broadway, turning it on, moving out. On Broadway, I'm 1-2. The Shadow, Cher Bear, Sharp Dock, it is all on Broadway. He wins it off by himself. I'm 1-2, the Shadow, Sharp Dock, and Cher Bear. And the time for the mile, New season's mark for Exhibition Park, 2:01 and 4. And parading now, the winner of this afternoon's featured fifth race. It is number 5 on Broadway. Bay Gelding, he's 5 by Sun Sam. Out of Silent Sister, she by Henry T. Adios. On Broadway is owned by Fairroth Investments of St. John, trained and driven by Jill Barrio. It's his second winning trip this season from 3 tries. And a new season's mark for Exhibition Park, 2:01 and 4 on Broadway, stepping his last half in 59 and 2. Last quarter, better still, 28 and 4. On Broadway, 2:01 and 4. And the result of the 5th race is now official. Share Bear was 5th. Sharp Doc was 4th. I'm 1-2 was 2nd. Maple Grove Shadow 3rd, and on Broadway, your race winner. The race times, quarter 29 and 4. The half 1:02 and 2. 3/4 1:33. Time for the mile 2:01 and 4. All set for the 6th race, top of the stretch. Young Fun and Jim Ward, Miss Levy Road, Jody Hennessy. Never Dream Alone with Bertie Charlton, Milford Abbey, Winston Campbell. Tell the Future with Steve Mahar and Maritime Pipeline, Jill Barrio. Here they come. They're off in Young Fun, pacing on top in on the rail, Miss Levy Road. She's off stride on the run. End of the turn, Young Fun pacing on top. Milford Abbey's racing second. Maritime Pipeline has gone to a third. Never Dream Alone is a fourth. Tell the Future racing fifth. And Miss Levy Road trailing far back, but pacing it up from second. There goes Milford Abbey, winging for the top. Young Fun racing fourth. Milford Abbey gets a nose in front on the outside, and Milford Abbey is the leader as they go racing on by the opening quarter. They were by that marker, 31 seconds. Out of the top turn, Milford Abbey and Young Fun. Back 2 lengths to Maritime Pipeline, racing third. Never Dream Alone is a fourth. Tell the Future has fifth. Miss Levy Road trailing has got the field, though. They come off the top turn. They're racing through the stretch onto the half, and it is Milford Abbey on top. Then Young Fun is second. Maritime Pipeline racing third. Tell the Future coming up on the outside. Maritime Pipeline's out from third. Tell the Future's fourth. Never Dream Alone and Miss Levy Road. They were by the half in 1:02 and 4. Round the turn for the 5/8 they go. It is Milford Abbey. Maritime Pipeline lapped on her. Milford Abbey by a neck. Maritime Pipeline inching up on the outside. They're neck and neck. Then it's Young Fun and Tell the Future. Never Dream Alone and Miss Levy Road off stride again, trailing. They're on to the 3/4 pole, and Milford Abbey holding that lead. Now 3 parts of a length. Milford Abbey, the leader by the 3/4. 1:33 and 3. Top turn, Milford Abbey. Maritime Pipeline on the outside second. Tell the Future tipping out 3 wide, racing fourth coming on. Young Fun, Never Dream Alone, they head for home. Milford Abbey, Maritime Pipeline, Tell the Future on the extreme outside, now grabs the top. It is Tell the Future, here they are, tight at the line, too tight to call, really. Tell the Future at Milford Abbey. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 1. Parading now the winner of the 6th race, number 5, Tell the Future. Bay Horse 4 by Fortune Teller, out of Fortune Molly, she by Sun Sam. Owned by Art Green and Gary Abrick of St. John and Rothsay, trained by Art Green. Steve Mahar driving. Tell the Future scoring his 4th winning trip this year, this afternoon, 2:05 and 1. Result of the 6th race is official. Young Fun was 5th. Miss Levy Road 6th. Never Dream Alone was 3rd. Milford Abbey 2nd. Tell the Future, your race winner. Maritime Pipeline was 4th. Race times that were by the quarter, 31, the half 1:02 and 4. 3/4 1:33 and 3. The time for the mile, 2:05 and 1. Okay, last night, we're going to take a break. Last night at the Meadowlands at East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Maritime bred champion Seltzer Blue, astounding everybody with a new record performance of 153 and 4. The colt was bred in Hampton by Mrs. Hazel Scarf and Dr. Hugh Baird. You recall that he was our horse of the year here at EPR last year. He was 13 for 13 in the Maritimes and sold in the winter time for well over $100,000. Friday night at the Meadowlands, he paced in 153 and 4. And through the cooperation of the folks at the Meadowlands, we're able to show that race to you now.
Open, you've got long shots on the inside. Despite the fact there are only 6 in this race, you're going to take a look at the reason for these high prices, and it involves number 6 Mark Jonathan, odds on indeed, Mike LaChance on the bike at 1-5, Seltzer Blue 9-2, drop off is at 6-1, but the horse to watch is the one on the outside, looking for his 8th victory in 9 starts, Mark Jonathan. Tom Durkin with the call.
They're off, and the drop-off is out first. Seltzer Blue is there, and Mark Jonathan's on the outside. 4 wide moving into the first turn. Rocking Jimmy comes up from the rail. Then down inside, it's Pipsqueak, and the early trailer is Dr. No-No. And around the first turn, Seltzer Blue leads the way early. Drop-off, Park second. Down inside, Rocking Jimmy racing in 3rd position, and Mark Jonathan, the favorite, moves over to the rail in 4th. Then it's Pipsqueak as they race by the quarter in 28 2/5 seconds. And drop-off now, up to take the lead on the outside. Seltzer Blue is second, and Mike LaChance takes Mark Jonathan to the outside now and has asked for more as they continue at the backstretch, about 5 lengths off the lead. Rocking Jimmy was a bit rough-gated there momentarily. He's now dropped back to 4th. There's a gap of 5 back to Pipsqueak, and Dr. No-No continues to trail the field. Drop-off will lead the way past the half-mile pole, moving comfortably there in 56 3/5 seconds, followed by Seltzer Blue's second, and Mark Jonathan is third. 3 lengths off the lead as they enter the final turn. And then it's Rocking Jimmy racing 4th, followed by Pipsqueak, and at the end is Dr. No-No. Around the far turn, it's still drop-off leading the way, followed closely by Seltzer Blue. And now Mark Jonathan makes his move on the outside. Here he comes, now racing 3rd. Rocking Jimmy is 4th. Coming to the top of the lane, drop-off still strong on the lead. Seltzer Blue is 2nd. Mark Jonathan poised on the outside. Rocking Jimmy's 4th. Off the turn in 125 and 1, and it's drop-off to catch from here. Mark Jonathan on the outside. Seltzer Blue's coming through on the rail. Seltzer Blue trying to get through on the inside. Drop-off is there, and Mark Jonathan is still 3rd. And here comes Pipsqueak closing stoutly on the outside. Going to be close here, and Seltzer Blue gets through on the inside. On the far outside, Pipsqueak, and Mark Jonathan has been defeated. It's going to be Seltzer Blue, 1.25 lengths.
Upset time indeed. Mark Jonathan coming back from the 6-week layoff. Now, for those who've never seen him before, you think, well, he looks a little gangly, he looks a little unorthodox. That's the way he races.
And that's why Gerald Block still owns him, because he tried to sell him early in his career, but couldn't do it because people didn't like the way he was gated. As you can see, he's kind of funny gated, but very long on talent. Had a little bit of a rough trip, tucked twice in the backstretch. He had to go first over. These are quality horses he's in against. 6 weeks off, first time weighs 6. And he's just a buck short. And I'm sure people who had the $20,000 first splash to show were anxious right here. On the inside, though, nothing against Seltzer Blue. He roars up on a perfect trip, 153 and 4, lifetime best. Kenny Seaver's got everything sharp right now, and he's the man to watch right now in the trainer column.
Undefeated last year as a 2-year-old, 13 for 13, 4 wins and 8 starts now for Seltzer Blue, owned by LPG Standardbred Associates, Bonnie Call, and AMRF Racing Stable of New Jersey and New York. Kenny Seaver trains, and John Campbell, Van Ankle and all, in the bike with turning $11, $840 and $210 with number 4, Seltzer Blue. 2 Pipsqueak was second, $17.60 and $210, and the 1-5 favorite, Mark Jonathan, a disappointing third, $2.10 to show. The exacta, 4 and 2, returned a handsome $184.80. So we begin the evening with an upset, and we've got a lot more coming your way. Upsets perhaps, or maybe some favorites. We'll find out when we get back with tonight's Daily Double, tonight's 2nd and 3rd races, right after these messages.
And again, thanks to the folks at the Meadowlands. We should also thank Aubrey Wood, who taped that last night off his dish. Seltzer Blue, 153 and 4, fastest of all the Maritime breds in history. Now we go back to our own show here. And they race on up the backstretch going for the quarter. And it's Charlotte's Gem leading with 2, Swagger Stick racing second by half. Then hit over his 3rd, Glengal Cobra's 4th. Looks Easy racing 5th. Then we go to Sriki Sheila and Rosemont Trails. And Charlotte's Gem was the leader by the quarter, 34 1/5. They go into the top turn. Charlotte's Gem up at 2. Swagger Stick is a second. Head over facing a third. Glengal Cobra is the fourth. Looks Easy fifth. Shrieky Sheila. Rosemont trails. They come off the top turn now and on. Through the stretch they come to the half, and here comes Swagger Stick. Out from second a challenge. The 2 leaders racing neck and neck now. Swagger Stick and Charlotte's Gem, they're neck and neck. Head over racing a third as they go by the half. In 1:03 and 1. They're into the turn onto the 5/8 pole. Facing on top, Charlotte's Gem now a length again. Swagger Stick racing a second. Head over has a third, moving up on the inside. Looks Easy. Gets to third. Head over is now fourth and back to third again and patting out 3 wide and rushing on. Charlotte's Gem, Head over is second, going 4 and takes the top. Head over now on top, and Charlotte's Gem is second. They are by the 3/4 pole. 1:34 and 2. Top turn. Head over by 2. Charlotte's Gem, Glengal Cobra driving third. Swagger Stick is a fourth. Looks Easy fifth. Then Shrieky Sheila, Rosemont. At the head of the lane, it is a head over. Charlotte's Gem and Glengal Cobra's coming on from third. Head over. Then Charlotte's Gem, Glengal Cobra. Head over's going to win this one. Glengal Cobra gets second. Here they are at the line. Head over. Glengal Cobra, Charlotte's Gem, Swagger Stick, Looks Easy, Shrieky Sheila, still to come Rosemont, and the time for the mile, 2:06. And parading now, the winner of the 7th race, number 1, Head Over, first time starter. Bay Gelding, 3 years, Becam Fella, out of Hitty Hanover by Albatross. Owned by the Gemini Hills Stable of St. John, trained by Don Galbraith, Danny O'Brien driving. The colt, winning his first lifetime start, takes a maiden record of 2:06. Race out of the 7th race is official. Head Over, your race winner. Shrieky Sheila, 6th. Swagger Stick was 4th. Glengal Cobra, 2nd. Charlotte's Gem, 3rd. Looks Easy, 5th, and Rosemont was 7th. Race times quarter 31. The half 1:03 and 1. 3/4 1:34 and 2. And the mile in 2:06. All set for the 8th race. 8 starters behind the gate. Mackmore Gentry, Steve Mahar, Count Marks, Doug Falcons, Lavon Laura, Ross McDonald, Trojan KT with John Davidson, Sarah Down with Steve Downey, Charlotte's Groover, Danny O'Brien, Arapa's Heart, Jody Hennessy, and Element of Success with Brian Moore. Here they come. They're often from the far outside. Element of Success is swinging for the top. They go into the turn, and Mackmore Gentry on the rail, and Count Marks in between horses. He's now the leader. Count Marks outside. Mackmore Gentry on the inside. They're neck and neck. Mackmore Gentry again. Count Marks outside. LeBon Loris, he's racing third. Element of Success is fourth. Charlotte's Groovy up on the inside, fifth. They go to the quarter pole, and Count Marks moves up by a length. Mackmore Gentry racing second. LeBon Laura third. And they were by the opening quarter, 30 and 2. Charlotte's Groovy racing fourth. Element of Success Parks hangs a fifth. Then it is a Trojan KT, Arapa's Heart on the move. Sarah Down trails. They're by the 3/8 now, and here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half. Count Marks is on top. Mackmore Gentry racing second. LeBon Laura has third. Charlotte's Groovy is racing fourth. Then it's Arapa's Heart. Element of Success, Sarah Down. Trojan KT trails. Count Marks the leader by the half, 1:01 and 1. Out of the turn, they go for the 5/8 pole. Pacing with the lead, Count Marks. Mackmore Gentry racing second. LeBon Laura third. Then Charlotte's Groovy racing fourth. Arapa's Heart fifth. Then Element of Success, Sarah Down. Trojan KT, they go to the 3/4 pole. It is Count Marks. Mackmore Gentry racing second. LeBon Laura. Then Charlotte's Groovy racing fourth. Element of Success, Arapa's Heart, Sarah Down. They were by the 3/4 pole. 32 and 2. They're coming to the 7/8 pole. Count Marks, Mackmore Gentry coming to them at the head of the lane. It is Count Marks and Mackmore Gentry now. Mackmore Gentry, Count Marks, Charlotte's Groovy's a strong third coming on, but it's going to be Mackmore Gentry. Here they are. Mackmore Gentry, Count Marks, then Sarah Down, Le Bon Laura, Element of Success, Charlotte's Groovy, Trojan KT, Arapa's Heart. Time for the mile, 2:04 at 2. Eighth race, number 1, Mackmore Gentry, Bay Horse 5. He's by Test of Time out of Heather Betsy. She by Meadow Russ. Mackmore Gentry is owned by John Trites of Moncton. Is trained and driven by Steve Mahar. It's the 8th winning trip this year for Mackmore Gentry. He steps to a new win race record, 2-4-2, and that's the 4th winner so far this afternoon for Steve Mahar. The result of the 8th race is official. Mackmore Gentry, your race winner. Count Marks was 2nd. Le Bon Laura, 4th. Trojan KT finished 7th, was placed 6th. Sarah Down was 3rd. Charlotte's Groovy finished 6th, was placed 8th. Set back for an interference break in the 3/4 pool. Arapa's Heart was 8th, placed 7th, and Element of Success was 5th. And the race times, quarter 30 and 2/5. The half 1:01 and 1, 3/4 1:32 and 2, and the mile 2:04 and 2.
Starters for the 9th race, they are at the top of the stretch. Dusty Trail Butte with Jody Hennessy, Joy Down, Steve Mason. Pep Rally with John Davidson, Glengarry Power, Ross McDonald. KM Dream, Ken Spinney. Brighton Lady with Steve Mahar. Oh, Amy Singh, Brian Moore, and Glengyle Jolly with Wayne Mahar. Here they come. They're off, and as they leave the wire, Dusty Trail Butte and up on the outside. Brighton Lady bids for the top with Joy Down taking 3rd as they race into that first turn. Dusty Trail Butte now on the outside. Brighton Lady has taken command. Dusty Trail Butte now 2nd. Joy Down grabs 3rd as they go by the opening 8th pole. That's O Amy Singh working up on the outside to 4th. Glengarry Power is 5th. Then it is Pep Rally, KM Dream, and Glengyle Jolly Trails. Up the backstretch for the first quarter, Brighton Lady is in command. The mare leads a length and a half, and she takes them by that first quarter, by that marker, 31 seconds flat. Brighton Lady shows the way. Dusty Trail Butte in the garden spot. Racing and looking good 2nd. Joy Down is 3rd. Glengarry Power is now racing 4th. On the rail now 5th. It's O Amy Singh. Then it's Pep Rally. Glengyle Jolly is on the move, and the trailer is KM Dream as they come off the top turn and make their way in front of the grandstand for the first time. Brighton Lady out from 2nd comes Dusty Trail Butte, racing with cover 3rd and on the move as well. It's Glengarry Power. Joy Down is racing 4th. Brighton Lady on top by the half and 1:04 and 2. Into the clubhouse turn for the 2nd and final time. Your leader still Brighton Lady on the outside now, challenging 2nd. Dusty Trail Butte. Joy Down up tight on the inside 3rd. Glengarry Power 4th with cover on the outside, and they go driving to the 3/4. Brighton Lady retains her lead by a neck. On the outside 2nd, it's Dusty Trail Butte. They go neck and neck. Dusty Trail Butte now shows on top, 3 wide. Glengarry Power is strong as well, 3 wide by the 3/4. 1:34 and 4, they're 3 wide. In between horses, Dusty Trail Butte. On the inside, Brighton Lady. Glengarry Power 3 wide, dropping back 3rd. Looking for room in between horses is Joy Down. Then, oh, Amy Singh, Pep Rally, Glengyle Jolly, and KM Dream, and they come driving home. In between horses, Dusty Trail Butte. On the outside, Joy Down. Glengarry Power is coming on. It's Dusty Trail Butte. Joy Down is there. They're coming to the wire, and Dusty Trail Butte wins it. Tight for place between Glengarry Power and Joy Down. Then looks like maybe Pep Rally. Time for the mile, 2:06 and 1. Parading back now, the winner of the 9th race. It's number 1, Dusty Trail Butte. Dusty Trail Butte is a bay-pacing mare. She's 4 years, by Curtis Hanover. Out of Beauty Greenwood, she by Hoot Frost. Owned and trained by John C. Davies of St. John. Jody Hennessy driving this afternoon. Dusty Trail Butte picks up her 8th winning trip of the season. This afternoon, she's a winner in 2:06 and 1. Number 1, Dusty Trail Butte, and driver Jody Hennessy. The result of race number 9 is now official. 9th race official. Dusty Trail Butte, your race winner. Joy Down, 3rd. Pep Rally was 4th. Glengarry Power, 2nd. KM Dream, 6th. Brighton Lady was 5th. Oh, Amy Singh, 7th. Glengyle Jolly was 8th. The race times by the quarter in 31 seconds. They're past the half in 104 and 2. 3 quarters in 134 and 4. Dusty Trail Butte, your winner in 206 and 1. 10th race starters at the top of the stretch. There's Kate Finesse and Brian Moore. Clarified with Gilberto. Don Down, Steve Mason. Dewey Dynamo with Steve Mahar. Carrot River, Ross McDonald. I'm a Seahawk with Jody Hennessy. Jet Step and Doug Falkins, and from the outside, Made of Luck and John Davidson. Here they come. There, off and leaving the wire from post 5 goes Carrot River. He battles quickly to the top. Kate Finesse and Clarified racing in third as they hit that first turn. Carrot River out on top, a length and a half now. Kate Finesse and Clarified racing third. Don Down has fourth as they go by the first quarter. Made of Luck is parked out fifth. Then Dewey Dynamo. I'm a Seahawk. Jet Step sees the rest of the field. They make their way to the first quarter and Carrot River is on top. He leads a length and a half. Kate Finesse has the garden spot. She's racing second, and Clarified is racing third. They're single file. One by one, they go racing by the first quarter, 30 and 4/5. Into that far turn, they drive to the 3/8 pole. And we've got a horse down. That's Made of Luck down in the turn. So is Jet Step, and I'm a Seahawk is running loose. The inquiry sign will go up. Off the 3/8 pole. They come racing off the top turn and come driving down the stretch in front of the grandstand, and Carrot River still shows the way. Kate Finesse and Clarified racing in third. Don Down and Made of Luck is racing fifth. That's Dewey Dynamo down. Dewey Dynamo is a horse down as they go by the half. They were by the half. 104 and 1. And a loose horse, I'm a Seahawk. Racing into that far turn, the clubhouse turn for the second time. It is a Carrot River. He's on top and leads by the 5/8 pole. Kate Finesse and Clarified racing third. Don Down is fourth. And Made of Luck trailing fifth. Driving to the 3/4. Swing wide, gentlemen. We've got a horse down in the turn. Swing wide to the 3/4. Carrot River, Kate Finesse. Racing third, it's Clarified. By the 3/4. By that marker, 135 and 1. Into that far turn. They get by the horses okay, and Carrot River still has the top. Kate Finesse and Clarified racing third. Don Down and Made of Luck trails. Carrot River is on top, and he takes them off the top turn, and they come driving home. It is Carrot River and Kate Finesse and Clarified. That's the way it's going to remain as they come down to the wire. Carrot River is holding Kate Finesse and Clarified. At the line, Carrot River, Kate Finesse, Clarified, Don Down and Made of Luck. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 4. The result of the 10th and final is now official. Race 10 official. Kate Finesse was second. Clarified, third. Don Down, fourth. Dewey Dynamo did not finish. Carrot River, your race winner. I'm a Seahawk did not finish. Jet Step did not finish. And Made of Luck was fifth. Race times by the quarter in 30 and 4. No time recorded at the half. 3/4, 135 and 1. Carrot River, your winner in 2:05 and 4. Again, well, that concludes another program of harness racing from Exhibition Park. We thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the program. Just reporting from that spill in the 10th and final race, we are glad to tell you that reports say all the horses and drivers out of that spill are pretty much okay. So that's good news there. A good